rooms and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. Now, when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again. So we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight. What a time to be alive. Just you and I. Just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again. So we can fly again. miss the family I used to have. I feel like everything's so different now. Sitting by the fire as we'd watch the flames burn out. I miss the days I wasn't afraid. Now I always have my guard up, hands on my face. I learned to cope with the pain. I know that people think I'm trying to get attention, but in reality I'm trying to send a message. I know there's kids out there that are going through the same thing, and if you're one of them, I hope to help your suffering. Just know it will get better, and these feelings do not stay the same. No, they don't stay the same. I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my life. And I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my life. I lost a couple friends on my way up. I took a couple L's, but that's just normal talk. I popped a couple pills, but they don't do much. And now I take Prozac in the morning with some other stuff. But why did I get into this? I feel like this is all a dream. But when I wake up, look around, this isn't even make-believe. So I sit in a corner thinking back to all the memories. I grew up with these fake beliefs, by the time I find a remedy. I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my life. And I don't wanna make you feel bad, but you kinda ruined my life. You hurt me and ruined my life.
Welcome back, everyone, to the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. Today, we got 3 exciting matches coming up. First match is going to be between BTK versus Monarch Express. Second match followed right after Night Horde X versus Team Mystic West. And for our very last match at 8 p.m. PST, Legacy versus A77 Angels. Now, what an exciting match we had yesterday. 5 teams qualified. 2 significant upsets. A77 Bloodhounds end up losing in the qualifiers against Novacore and Blythe. Both are actually strong teams, so upset or not, it was a tough match. Best of 1 series, so anything could happen, including this match. Guys, if you guys are out there, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. We're gonna jump straight into the match. Small introduction. Monarch Express, Spicy Boy, 8 letters, Kuru, Mao, Bew, and Vincent versus N, Deshawn, Milo, Mobazane, and Deshawn. Some interesting names come out from both sides. Bans are being put onto the table. After watching the qualifiers, number 1, you know, we're closing in on the very end of qualifiers 1. We start to see quite the meta being shown off. You know, we could go through each of the roles and see what you guys like yourself. So let's talk about the mage first, since do see a Novaria being banned out on the table for Monarch. Besides Novaria, in my opinion, I do like the Faramis. You guys all know I'm a very big fan of that hero. Some other fan favorites are going to be the Nana, the Vexana, the Gord, and the Aurora, even though we haven't really seen too much Aurora being out out in the open being played. Let's take a look at the junglers, right? The Joy, which often is banned out due to the immune and the dash ability that he has. Some other popular junglers are going to be the Xborg, the Barats, Fredrin, Boxia, Akai, Martis. Some are more meta than the other. Even the Alpha has come to the show quite a bit. Some are better than the other, but I would say generally most have their ability to make the difference in any match. Fairness gets banned out by Monarch. A good pick. Now, I do know that BTK, especially on Nicolette, she could play quite a variety of mages. Besides those two that are on the ban table, Lilia has shown quite a bit here too. So I do think Nicolette may opt to go for that, or even go back to her old Louis. Let's take a look at the roams as Matilda gets banned out by the side of BTK. Besides Matilda, it seems like the Minotaur has been a fan favorite. The Diggy also gets banned out quite a bit. I'm not going to be surprised to see BTK banning out the Diggy. But besides the Minotaur, Diggy, and Matilda, we have seen Angela come out and play quite a bit. Besides the Minotaur, Tigreal, another set tank, has been quite popular. And then we also got to see some off tanks like the Raphael, the Savannah. But Minotaur, Tigreal, Matilda, Angela, even Florin Estes is possible. So, you know, those are definitely the one. And Diggy, of course. And BTK banning out the Vexana. So that's 3 mages being banned out. I do think there's a potential for a priority. Maybe the Vexana is just extremely annoying. Diggy could be a good option. Lilia also could be a good first pick. Arlott, the XP. You know, this draft, the XP is actually quite open for both teams. CC, Arlott, Yuzong. Those are all great solid picks. Even the Guinevere is open. So I'm not going to be surprised if we see a Guinevere first pick. It's quite good, but no, they opt to go for the Xborg. I do know that BTK has a strategy to deal with majority of the picks that are being brought onto the table for any team. That's why they are the Bloodthirsty Kings. They have, you know, the ability to win so many drafts and so many picks, and they have so much resources. So I'm not going to be surprised. Some things that Zane likes to play against the Xborg could be the Alpha. It's quite good. Deshaun hovering over this Valentine. I'm not sure if it's going to be locked in, but I do know the Last Insanity is quite a good ultimate to pick up with the IMU. Guinevere gets picked up. That's another great roam pick that I did not talk about, but no, decide to go for the Nolan. Nolan has been quite popularized. It's one of the only assassins that I think majority of the people do play. There's definitely some other ones on the table, but Nolan has definitely been the one that gets picked up quite often. We can see a lot of different ways that he can play, and to see Mobazan, this assassin, brings a fresh perspective. Welcome everyone. What's up, Mad? Welcome to the stream. People say my draft is a little bit gloomy, so we are going to be changing it up on our next next week's overlay. Hopefully we can get it a little bit better. The Kaja gets picked up. Kaja has been quite nice still. There is counterplays to it, but of course Flicker, Conceal, late game, it's almost guaranteed to get picked off one. But PTK is a good team that even if you do pick the solo stuns, it's quite hard to single out and pick people off without repercussions and getting punished by BTK side. 6 seconds. Milo hovering over a few different heroes. opting to go for a Uranus. Potentially, Uranus is going to go against this X-Work. It is going to be a matchup that Milo has decided that it will go into his favor. That's, of course, why he decided to pick that hero. Uranus against X-Borg. Uranus should have a great time, especially early on. Should be able to body the Araga armor quite easily. Can freeze the waves quite well too. But let's take a look at some of the meta marksmans that have been on the table. Brody, Carry, Claude, fan favorites. The Exia has been on the board a few times also. Leslie, done quite well. I know the Bruno got banned maybe once or twice. Don't think we're going to be seeing that this time around. The Carry and the Brody gets banned out. Claude is going to be available. Maybe the Exia. Or we might see a Beatrix come into the action. But against Monarch Express's comp, typically when the Kaja is available, a lot of people love to play the Melissa. So I'm not going to be surprised if the Melissa gets put onto the drawing board for the side of BTK. Another thing that we haven't seen quite often could be the 1-1. The Purify to deal with the knockup coming out from the Guinevere. Also the mobility, right? To deal with the last insanity could be something. But I do think BTK should be going for the Melissa. Side of red, missing a roam and a marksman. Monarch, missing a marksman and a mage. Something that comes in mind, maybe the Lilia could be a great option. They could also opt to go for something like a Lunox to pair up with the Kaja, or even the Gourd for a guaranteed like 100 to 0 action. A quick lock coming out from BTK, a little bit uncharacteristic, but it seems like they know exactly what they wanted to go for. The Diggy is also still available, but they do have a roam on Monarch's side, so maybe getting the Diggy is not such a great idea. But the Tigreal does have a good matchup against the Kaj. I feel like a lot of the big tanks like Tigreal, Minnow do well against the Kaja. It's quite hard to get a good pull without getting counter engaged. And what I meant by counter engaged, it's kind of like a matchup where the Divine Judgment hits, like imagine a Kaja conceal flickers onto, like, let's say the Valentina, right? He pulls him back with the second skill. He has no escape. He has no flicker. He has no ultimate, no spells. The Tigreal, if he was in position and did not get pulled, could easily flicker Implosion, right? And could stun up to a few of the members of Monarch that is trying to engage on the stunned member. But no, BTK does not choose to go for the Melissa, opting to go for the Harith. Second time Basic has played the Harith, and we've also seen A77 ISO picking this hero up. It seems like a lot of the top teams, top players like to play the Harith, maybe as a strategy, saying that Harith is a guarantee win in the gold lane in most scenarios against most marksmen. You could also say the Harith by picking it up so often that they don't have to deal with they don't have to give away their strategy. All right, but guys, we're gonna go straight into the match. This is gonna be the HOPIX Night Horde Season 2 round of 16 best of 1 series between Bloodthirsty Kings and Monarch. Winner moves on, loser goes home for a second chance in the qualifiers number 2 if they do decide to sign up. Small leash coming out. Deshaun also there. And you can see the counter the cut coming out from Milo, distracting quite a bit. Nolan, on the other hand, having the freest farm of his life. No invade. The impact coming out from Deshaun. Quite nice here. One raw element this game though is going to be the Chang'e. We don't really see Chang'e come out often, so it might be the raw element that the side of Monarch is looking. But in terms of the Monarch comp, very, very magic heavy. Imagine the side of BTK builds a Radiant, right? Let's just imagine that. Radiant is good against Guinevere, good against Kaja, good against, very, very good against Chang'e. Potentially good against Xborg. Because the Radiant pretty much defends against damage over time attacks. And Radiant also is one of the largest HP pool item in the game too. Of course, you know, Guardian Helmets is going to be number 1, but Radiant falls pretty close. So in terms of the comp, Monarch definitely are going to be struggling due to the fact that everyone on BTK's side is going to be building that Radiant 3-man into the jungle. Violent Requiem comes through along with the Falling Star Moon of Vincent. The IMU picking up that kill with the last Insanity of the Xborg. Gonna trade a 1-for-1. Small gold lead for the side of BTK. You see that. The rotations come out from BTK. And the team fight initiation. The targeting. It's just a very, very good, well-rounded team. Definitely a contender to win in this tournament. Take a look at some of the items. Leslie, no boots, building Berserkers. Kaja building up that armor. We're definitely going to see a lot of magic resist being built up by the side of BTK. 3 tough boots already on the map. 2 magic resist cloaks for the Tigreal. Flicker. An implosion counter set. Leslie did pick up a kill on Deshawn. This is a 1-for-0 for the gold lane, but 8 letters did end up getting picked off here. That's just that's the counter set play coming out from the Tigreal, as we were kind of talking about. The flicker set coming out from the Kaja pretty much just allows the Tigreal to have a free set. Now, the rotations coming out from BTK here. It looks like Zane is going to farm that blue and potentially clear the lanes on mid and the bot side. And they're going to have a 4-man gank on to the gold lane. Nicolette having that Kaja ultimate available. Has the flicker also too. So definitely going to be a very strong initiation if they're looking for it. I'm actually pretty excited to see this BTK lineup thrive. Zane always comes out with these new teams, new comps, new combinations, and it's quite exciting to see that every time he comes out with a new combination, it's, you know, it could be good, it could be bad, but majority of the time they still are able to make it work. Flicker, implosion, first and second skill. 1 hits the Guinevere, even though he's building tank. The damage from Nolan, a little bit too much. The flicker coming out from the Xborg, saving grace there. 3-2 is the scoreboard. 2k gold lead for the side of BTK. I would argue that the side of Monarch is actually doing quite well here. But they do need the Leslie to get some farm. Harith up 700 gold already. Jungler, also 1k lead for the side of BTK. Pretty much that is going to be the majority of the gold difference coming out from both teams here. MVP candidate so far, Deshawn, on the Tigreal 0-0 and 3, having all 3 of the assists set up for his team. Milo, also as an XP laner, has 2 assists, 0 deaths. Nicolette, also 100% on the kills and assists in this game. Tigreal, backside, conceal play. Implosion, 2-man set. BTK able to get a 3 for 0 kill onto the mid side and get lots of damage onto the tower. Overall score is going to be 6-2 BTK with a very sizable lead. And I think they're going to be able to maintain and continue with this operation. Mid. Downed. Zane on the top side. Uranus cutting the lane, making sure that the X-Borg is going to be unable to touch the tower. And quite honestly, there is no towers that the minions have even gone to and hit. BTK has done a great job. There's no flicker on this X-Borg. We saw him pop it out earlier, so that is going to be a dead man there. BTK now rotating to the neutral objective. It's going to be free. No contestation indeed. Gold lead, almost 5k difference, 7 minutes in. The snowball has continued for BTK, and we're still waiting for Monarch to have a response, but doesn't seem like they're able to defend quite yet. But the game is not over. It's a best one series. We've seen so many upsets from yesterday that it's very hard to even fully agree that they're gonna, one team is going to dominate the other. We're getting to a point in Mobile Legends where it feels like there is potential to beat any team as long as you practice well and play well. But again, BTK is a very, very hard team to even attempt to go against. You can see the dominance that they have in their micro, their macro, their communication, even in terms of recruitment. Zane has done a great job building teams with so many talented individuals. 4-man siege onto the mid side. Almost a wasted ultimate coming out from the Chang. The pool does come out. They're able to grab the Uranus here. BTK securing this mid, only losing one of their XP laners in the process. 7k gold lead, 8 minutes in. Very, very clean game coming out from the contenders of the tournament, contenders of NACT, and honestly the contenders of the World Championship, or MSC if they do end up winning again. Take a look at the positions of BTK though. They prioritize the eye bushes near mid quite a bit. If you rewind the game plenty of times, you're gonna see Deshaun and N, and now you're looking at these two guys onto this mid, just kind of securing. You do have this man on the opposite lane looking for a set topside. Milo pops the Purify, should be able to get away quite easily here. You can see the rotations. And the hunt begins. Conceal, Leslie on the top side, does get away here. Oh my god, gets away here. Chang'e gets taken out by Nicolette with the last insanity of the X-Borg. Like I said, the X-Borg ultimate on Valentine is quite good. Double man implosion. The flicker gets popped by Spicy Boy. No deaths, but lots of spells being traded. All 3 flickers have been popped by the side of Monarch. So BTK possibly looking for a dive here and an engagement to clean out the game. Double Violent Requiem, but a lot of damage going out to Gwen. Barely lives there. The Lord is going to be full health. BTK should have the ability to grab just slightly more real estate, but I'm not sure if that's exactly going to be their plan. They're just vibing, kicking it. 10 minutes in, almost 10k lead there. Last insanity. Pops Milo, drops him quite low, but does get counter set there. It's going to be a reverse trade in favor of BTK there. 9-3 is the overall scoreboard. BTK still looking to siege on to the inners as they kill off Leslie. It's another kill for the side of BTK. Valentina, tons of damage. Knockup, Violent Requiem, combination. No minions yet for BTK, but it does look like they're going to be able to secure Implosion 2-man set. Does get out alive, and BTK takes the best of 1 series against Monarch Express.
Victory!
12-3 is the overall scoreboard. 11-minute match. BTK able to take victory in this best of 1 series. Mobazane grabbing the MVP out of 4, 0, and 5-9 out of the 12 KD. You also got Nicolette playing quite well for 1 and 6, and also Deshawn. The trio mid is quite strong in BTK's side, but everyone on their team played quite well. Standard items, I would definitely suggest Monarch to find a redraft because if you look at the defense items, both guys have Radiant right away. It's no question asked. It's a great counter for the comp that Monarch has built. But guys, we're going to be right back for our next match of the day. It's going to be between Nighthorde X and Team Mystic West. Guys, we're going to be right back. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2. It's going to be the second match on the board. It is not going to be Monarch Express versus BTK though, but it is going to be Night Horde X versus
I'm born with talent.
Team Mystic West. Thank you guys all for joining the stream and supporting us. Once again, this is the House of Pisces X Night Horde Season 2 $2,000 prize pool, 100k diamond. 64 teams compete for that prize. One of the biggest prize pools, honestly, in North America. A little bit of introduction. Night Horde X, you have Mr. Craxy, the leader of Rebirth. Jules, TZ. I'm not sure if that is the A77 Jules, but nonetheless, it is a Jules. Keen, Kesh, and some Chinese name. I'm not sure if that is the same person as Mala from yesterday, but regardless, Chinese. Team Mystic West, we do have Sleepy Light, Sleepy Shadow. Ian is me, Sleepy Squiddy, and Boosted. Team Mystic West, a very familiar team in the North American MLBB community, has been there for nearly every tournament, still grinding, and one of the largest teams in Mobile Legends. I know they have West, East, multiple teams, multiple captains. Definitely a great team to start off if you guys are looking to join a competitive squad. But jumping straight into the draft, Guinevere gets banned out. Saw the Guinevere being picked up by the side of Monarch Express, but unfortunately did not go as well as it should. Diggy gets banned off, which is quite interesting. That opens up the Tigreal and the Minotaur if both teams are opting to go for a set tank at mid. Matilda gets taken off once again, along with the Joy. Similar bans from BTK. Novaria, Faramis, Vexana, all available. CC, Exborg, Barats, Fredrin, also all available. The Tigreal gets taken off the board. The carry is also available too. So lots of great heroes. I think an Exborg potential first pick could be possible. CC is also quite good. Faramis first pick does well. You off to go for a Minotaur with 3 roams being banned off the board. You can also go for a carry or a Claude first pick if that is what you're looking for.
Hope we'll find a way.
CC is also there. Vexana is going to be the first one that gets picked up. A very interesting move. BTK was the one that banned out that hero last time around, and they were successful with the Valentina pick. And we haven't seen that many successful Valentinas recently, but now it's quite interesting that we do get to see this Vexana being picked up as a high priority. BTK was the one that banned it out on the very last ban of the first phase too. Ruby, which also snuck through the bans, is available now to go and play. Double stun set, especially without a Diggy, it's going to be quite good. The Lilia gets picked up here. A lot of people like this purified Lilia to go against the Vexana because there's just not much the Vexana can do towards that mid and late game. If he does not have the flicker, he's going to get dove on by a purified Lilia. That's going to purify your ultimate and your CC ability. Nighthorde X hovering over this Beatrix. I don't think that's going to be secure. The Minotaur is going to be a great pick with 3 roam bands being put on the board. Maybe an Exborg or Barats might work here for the side of Nighthorde X. I don't think they're going to go for the Beatrix. There's still a lot of heroes available. Carry, Claude, Exia carry is going to be the one that gets picked up. Now Team Mystic West has a physical and a magic. They could opt to go for an early roam. They could go for a Claude pick. No, the Exia is going to be the one that gets picked up here. Exia has been a great pick going up against a Vexana, especially without that great of a mobility. As long as Vexana has used her ultimate, the Exia should have the ability to outrange her with the Missile Barrage. Also a good pick against somewhat stationary marksmen like Carry. But the Minotaur is going to be able to just kind of walk up and going to be going into that front line. Let's play some guessing games and take a look at the bans. The Brats gets banned out by Team Mystic West. The side of Night Horde knows that Mystic is going to be looking for a jungler and also a marksman. So I think with the carry being picked up, Claude, Brody should be the very first priority. Close my eyes. Brody probably gonna get banned out here. "25 seconds on the clock." Brody could be a ban. They could also go for some jungler bans, but I don't think they want to. Xborg actually is going to be the one that gets taken off the board. No Xborg, no Barats, no Joy, no Guinevere. That leaves heroes like Martis, which is anti-CC. For both teams, actually quite a good pick. Martis could be a potential. You could also go for a Fredrin or a Kai if they're looking, or a Boxia if they're looking for a utility-focused jungle. The Nolan also has snuck through the ban phase, does get banned out here, so no Nolan this time around. And they're focusing so much attention on the junglers that makes me wonder, is it going to be a Martis that Team Mystic is setting up? Because going up against a carry, Fredrin may not be a good option. Akai, Boxia also all aren't going to be great option as a single target damage. Especially the passive of carry is just going to be too much to handle there. Raph gets taken off the board. Little bit of a weird ban, but nonetheless still available. I do think we're gonna be going for a Martis potential, or maybe even an Akai to go for a double CC. The Ballman is gonna be the one that gets locked in. Night Horde X with a few options. I think Yuzong can deal with the Exia quite well, especially without an escape. The Lapu Lapu can also body and dive the Exia quite well, especially with the ultimate, and probably does well in lane against the Ruby. And whoa, Night Horde X going for something a little bit more unconventional. This is going to be a Harith in the jungle. I do know traditionally Team Ace, Mobile Wolf, loves to play this Harith. I also do know Imperium James, not sure where he's at in this tournament, also likes to play the Harith in the jungle. But this time around, Night Horde, the Chinese guy, is going to be the one that picks him up himself. Team Mystic also going for an unconventional counter pick. The Esmeralda gets brought into the show, and is the Esmeralda going to go into the XP? They've played this draft quite well. They decided to offer a Ruby roam here. Welcome everyone to the stream. Emperor, call me Sir Chase. Thank you guys all for supporting. And go into the game. It is going to be between Team Mystic West on the red side, or on the bottom side, versus Night Horde X on the top. Lots of collector, lots of expensive aspirant, Neo Beast Zodiac. Just so many skins here. Nighthorde X is going to be the team on the bottom blue side versus Team Mystic West, red on the top side. Place your bets. Guys, this is going to be the House of Pisces X Nighthorde Season 2 Tournament Best of 1 Series. A fight to join the qualifiers number 3. Best of 1 Series. So, neck to neck. Pretty much no room for mistakes. Love to watch the rotations come out from these teams. Other times nowadays, the roam just likes to hang out with the mage. And double set. Oh my. Jeez, the damage coming out from that Vexana is just so much to deal with there. Carry also having a good time on the top. Nighthorde seems to have a small grasp over the top side of the jungle. Side of Mystic West has to try and find a way to respond here. Or else seems like everything is going to be potentially taken away. Small lead for the side of Nighthorde X here, bot side. Sleepy Light. Possible dive. The stun comes out from that Vexana. Too much to handle. Mystic West already down 700 and a kill. Potentially another kill here. No. The ultimate from the Ballman is not going to go. And the zone coming out from the boss side. Is the Lapu Lapu going to be able to take care of the Esmeralda with just 1 or 2 ganks? That's going to be quite tough. Mystic West getting chunked low. Ruby potentially going to get taken off the board. Seems to be able to back off. The flicker on the top side though. Carry got out traded there. The Exia is going to be able to have a free push. And some gold is definitely going to go back into the favor. No, he does not opt to go for the free push. He goes for a lane freeze. Aerith going to lose a few minions here and there. Let's take a look at some of the gold, some of the items being built up by both teams. Carry and Exia both even still. Esme down 500. Roams are both even. Jungler down 300. Advantage for the side of Nighthorde. Mystic playing a small catch up here. Still has the opportunity to do well in this game. The two front lines of Nighthorde is actually quite annoying though. The immune coming out from Minotaur. Harith also has some CC negation with his passive. You see on the top side, getting ahead in the lane himself. I know Carry this time around did not have flicker and he was losing trade on the top side, but this time Shadow is able to pick up that kill. Man, this Exia doing super well in the gold lane. Small lead for the side of Nighthorde X still. But if you take a look at the top side, they know now that the Exia has been doing quite well. So the night side of Nighthorde X is going to try and give a lot of attention onto the top side. You could see even they're getting this gold for free, and I don't think that's going to be a good decision on their end. Craxy, Braves Fighter, possible flicker. Exia ultimate coming through. I'm offended. Also putting Craxy in his place. The stamp coming out from the Ballman, able to pick Craxy up, pushing the kill score back into the favor of Team Mystic. But the gold lead is still going to be in the favor of Nighthorde X. Let's take a look at some of the items. Corrosion, first item, carry, definitely stands out. I do see a lot of carry like to go for Thunderbelt. So seeing a Corrosion going for pure damage is quite interesting. You got the Star Lithium Scythe along with the Magic Boots finished for Harith. Esmeralda building Book first. So lots of magic damage and sustain cooldown. Vexana also finished Book. Lilia, now this is interesting, opting to not go for damage nor penetration, but chose his anti-heal as his first item. Not sure if that's going to pay off, but the side of Team Mystic do have 2 magic damage on their team. So even if the Lilia is not going to be the one that's dealing a lot of magic damage, side of Nighthorde still has to be quite careful of the Esmeralda, as Esmeralda did decide to build damage. Bravest Fighter stance, Minoan's Fury does get popped. Black Shoes and the Flicker coming out from Sleepy Shadows. Exia did end up zoning lots of members away. And the Purify does get popped. Squid barely surviving, but Craxy is going to be the one that gets taken off the board. 0-2 is his overall score. Side of Nighthorde XR still control the macro and the map. Honestly, look at the gold lead. Able to push out this bot side, get the tower. No turtle being taken off the map yet. And side Nighthorde is just farming super well. Jules, Kesh, nice combination on Shadow. Not enough to kill him yet, but definitely possible now. Especially with the Vexana smack. I'm offended. Misses. Unable to connect. Harith, topside, pulling out with that tower. Does get it. Craxy also there for the reinforcement. Should be able to grab up that kill there. 3-4-3. Nighthorde in the lead in the gold department. Even in the kills. Sleepy Light trying to get this mid. And the side of Team Mystic is quite desperate here to try and get some map. Ooh, nice small step. The Sleepy is most likely going to go down. Bravest Spider stance does hit the Esmeralda off the map. Harith getting a solo kill onto the top side. 1 versus 2. Demon Hunter and Dominance Ice both being built up by the members of Nighthorde. This is a great power spike that Nighthorde has. Hopefully they could use it to their advantage. DHS Corrosion on the carry. Hunter Strike Dom on Lapu Lapu. Harith also has picked up Feather of Heaven, so lots of damage per auto attack. Venom Force being popped by Harith. Damage! It's quite good. 4K lead, 5-3. Vexana also picked up the glowing one. Missile Barrage, clearing the waves onto the top side. Side of Nighthorde looking for a small opening. Should be playing quite patient here. They know that they can just bully and zone Team Mystic away from the towers and should be able to grab up free real estate anywhere they want to choose. Bravest Fighter's hands and the stun coming through does hit the Exia. The Flicker being popped off. Side of Nighthorde looking to try and siege. Picks up the Ruby Roam onto the mid side. Potentially looking for a gank on the top. Flicker along with Minoan's Fury does knock up the Ballman and they're able to pick up that kill. Also Lilia Black Shoes is also there. The Harith taking tons of damage. Oh my. Missile Barrage. Shadow forcing the Flicker from the Vexana. And Team Nighthorde just disengages here. Lord coming down the side of Nighthorde. Take a look at some of the gold that is on the board. 3k gold lead for the jungle. A 3k advantage, 1.5k advantage for the XP. Gold lane also 1.5k advantage. The mage also 1.5k. All the members of Nighthorde doing quite well in the gold department. I'm offended. Does single out the carry. Chooses to dive forward and gets taken off the board. That's a no marksman push with the very first objective of Nighthorde X. A very, very bad news. Very big mistake. Carry 0, 2, and 2. Not in the greatest position. Not dealing that great of a damage. Still think Nighthorde X has the ability to fight this, but they have to try and find a good fight because it's going to be quite hard to 4 versus 5. Definitely has to do with Flicker and Minon's set. Oh no. They're able to grab up the tower too, but the missile barrage is on the map. Tons of damage, but the side of Nighthorde is looking to sustain. They're able to pick up the kills. It is going to be a 3-for-1 trade. Craxy dies, but that's a 3-for-1 trade. 4 versus 5. And I thought Jules here was going to be the one that gets sacrificed, but no. And Nighthorde X looking to close out this game.
Victory!
Congratulations to Nighthorde X. 11-5 is the overall scoreboard. 11 minutes match total. MVP belongs to Mr. Chinese guy, followed by the trio mid combination, the Vexana and the Minotaur. Some data statistics: 36% on the Harith, 29% on the Vexana. Lots of magic damage and lots of high KDA for the Harith rotating around, and some tower damage, of course. Well deserved on the MVP. Guys, we are going to end the stream. We'll be back at 8 o'clock in 2 hours for the upcoming match between Legacy and A77 Angels. Thank you guys all for watching the stream. Not Quinn, shoutouts to you. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. We're going to be back in just a moment. See you guys.